Hello friends, this is Sandeep, research scholar from University of Jammu. So in the last video, we have learned how to import data from database like Scopus and Web of Science step by step. So in today video, let us use the data in Biblioshiny app. So how you can manage your data in Biblioshiny environment. So let's open the R Studio app. So let's clean the console with Control plus Enter. So here you can install the package of Bibliometrics. You can just type install.packages and in between inverted comma and circle bracket Bibliometrics, or you can click here in the tool install packages. Just type here Bibliometrics Metrix and click install. So I just click here and run the command. So wait for few minutes. So your package bibliometrics successfully unpack. Now next command is library. In between bracket you have to type bibliometrics. So you have to activate the bibliometric package. So let's run the command. So here you can see that the package is loading and here it is written that to start with Biblioshiny app, please digit Biblioshiny and bracket start and close. So Biblioshiny bracket start and close in our script, just run the command. So you will be redirected to another page, web page, that is the page for Biblioshiny app. In the last video, you have seen that this app is used for the purpose that many research scholar and student will not user friendly in command prompt or command based R language. So what our people, our community have designed a Biblioshiny app. So there, this app is for bibliometric analysis. So here, no coding is required. You just have to easily apply the function. So let me highlight my cursor. So you can easily see my cursor movement for your easiness. So this is the interference of Biblioshiny app. So here you have information. This feature is included here new. In the previous year when I used bibliometric analysis for my studies, so this feature is not included. But now uh, many app you have seen that they have integrated with the AI, artificial intelligence. So this feature you can see in the Biblioshiny app. We will use in the later stage. So next you have a supported file. Here you can see that which file they are supported. So these are the databases. You can take data file from any of the databases and these are directly supported in Biblioshiny app. So here it is mentioned that if you are using Web of Science, so plain text is recommended. If Scopus, CSV is recommended. Likewise, you have OpenX, Excel or API dimension. This one for PubMed export is recommended. Then you have next is your publication. So these are the publication team. You can refer to their paper. They have mentioned bibliometric steps and how to interpret their bibliometric data. So this is the main paper area M and Corolo C 2017 Bibliometrics and R tool for comprehensive size mapping analysis Journal of Informatics. So you can refer this paper. Just click on the DOI of the paper. You will redirect it to the paper page. So next is your data. So first option is data import. Just click here. These are the option. Import or load data. Just click here. You can import raw file. You can import bibliometrics file if you have downloaded bibliometric file, or use sample collection that is inbuilt in this app. So let's import a raw file. Next option we have databases. You have many databases. You have to choose which database from which database you have taken the data file. So we have Scopus data file. Just click Scopus, and here you can choose the full name of the file or surname and initial. Let's keep it default. Choose a file, click browse. Here you have to choose your file. I have downloaded my old downloaded file here in the download. So this is my file on artificial intelligence, Scopus file on artificial intelligence. This is a very uh, large file of number of document. Here you can see that its size is 18,000 KB. So it contains 14 to 15,000 journal related to only artificial intelligence in business and management field. So just click open. So your file is uploaded here. You can click start. So the file is a little bit heavy in size. So you have to wait for 1 to 2 minutes. Here you can see that the conversion is in progress. So just wait for 1 minute. Let the file complete. So whenever you download the file from any database, uh, make sure to make certain addition or certain setting in your data file so that your data file may not contain any duplicate file. Or if you have used certain multiple databases, for example, you have used Scopus and Web of Science data file, so you have to combine data file from Scopus to and Web of Science so that it is easily readable by the R. So here you can see that the completeness of metadata, that is, you know what is metadata. If you don't know, you can refer to my previous video where I have mentioned what is metadata. So this contain 4351 document. It means 4351 articles from Scopus. So here you can see that these are the metadata shortcuts. These are the description for AB for abstract. Likewise, you have document, publication year, citation, language. So these all I have downloaded in from the Scopus database. So here you can see that for abstract, for document type, publication year, total citation, it is excellent. It means you have full information. There is no missing information. And here you can see that for language, for title, for journal, for author, affiliation, cited reference, and DOI, here is the information is good. And for keyword and correspondence author, it is acceptable. So all this data is good. And in the last keyword plus, you have some critical file. So you have to make certain changes, and the last option, science category. So this information is completely missing. So you can check your report. For the time, I click close and work on this data. So here you can see that this is the first description of your data when you import data in Biblioshiny app. So here you can see that these are the DOI, these are the authors, author with affiliation and their author's ID. These are the titles, publication year, volume. So here you can see that if you scroll down, just click here. So all your data is arranged like this. You DOI of the paper, the URL of the paper, their university affiliations, what are the keywords they used, and then you have the articles with their university affiliations, the publisher, this ISN number, and the language you choose, and the final articles, the database from where you have chosen. Likewise, these information is stored in the Biblioshiny app from your documents. So here you can see that the number of document is 4351. You can save this Excel file again, or you can save our data format file from here. Keep it default. So here you have the option merge collection. So just click here, and here you have filter. So this will show you that document you have 4351 document, total document. You have full on full document, no document is missing. Sources, so you have 759 sources, the general sources from where these document have taken. You have author, that is 8881 of 8881 simple. It means that the document is 4000 something and the author is 8000 something. So it means the document contain more than two authors in per article. Maybe you have 3 or 4 person. So here these are the option for the data management. So here you can see that we have choose the article, full article, that is document type. We have choose the English language. Here we have the option to make analysis on the basis of year. So for example, this in the 1979, the first paper published in the Scopus database. If you want to choose certain specific number of year, so let's go to 2016. So it means I have to make analysis for particular year 2016 to 2026. So for 10 year, or we can have 15 year, 20 year. Like this, we can change the date and then click apply. Then you have author's country. If you want certain specific country base for African, for South American or Asian countries, specific analysis only on the geographical basis. So you can click here and get apply here. You can specifically select the country, any particular country, and then click again apply and analysis based upon the country. These are the document total citation per year. So here you have a source by Bradford Law Loans. So here you can see that uh, there are Bradford Law. You have core zone, that is core sources. Then you have core plus zone two sources, or yeah, or sources. So let's understand what is Bradford Law. So let's go to our PPT. So here you can see that uh, Bradford law is a principle in bibliometrics that describe the distribution of scholarly article across journal in a given subject area. So it start that article can be divided into three zones of equal size, whether the number of journals in each zone increase in a geometrical progression, that is 1 is to n is to n square. So this means that few core journal contain a significant portion of the article. Then you have a large group of journal contain a similar number, and a very large group of journal contain the rest. So in the Bradford law, they divide your scholarly article on the basis of these three zones. So first zone is core zone. A small number of highly productive journals contain the first third of the article on a topic. Second is a large number of journal contain the second third of the article or the middle zone, and the last third zone or peripheral zone, a much larger number of journal contain the final third of article. So here you can see that this is the diagram of Bradford law in their paper. So here you can see any subject for any particular subject of interest. So there is some core area. Then you have some second zone, middle zone, and then you have third or peripheral zone. So the nucleus of the area, it means that your main crux of the paper. For example, three sources, you have 130 article. So for example, if I choose sustainability, so in the sustainability core zone, you have a paper that are core to sustainability. For example, the Journal of Sustainability, the Journal of Sustainability Development. So these are the core main author. Then you have second is middle zone, second zone. You have nine sources more, and the article is 130. And likewise, you have third zone, that is 27 sources and 130 article. So here it is mentioned that in the each zone, increase in a geometrical progression. Geometrical progression, here you can see that that is 3 in the multiple of 3, then you have 3 9, then you have multiple, then you have 27, 3 9 and 27. So Bradford law divide your uh, distribution of scholar article across journal in a subject area for bibliometrics. So let's go to our here. So here you can see that you have the option to change here, like you see in the PPT, and that is the core subject. If you select, you can do basis analysis on the basis of only core subject. That is first one. Then you have a core plus two zone, that is middle zone and third one zone. You can do analysis on the basis of this, or you can click on the all sources. So you can click here and do apply changes. So your analysis is based upon that. Here you have the option of information or reference. Just click here. So this will give you a certain information regarding your filters if you want to read more. For example, document type, publication year. So you have journals. These are Bradford law I mentioned. Based upon the Bradford law, you can change analysis. Then you have country basis, document basis, and then you have to apply. So this next. So this is for today video. You can check my previous videos related to bibliometric analysis for some basic understanding, and you can also uh, if you can also find my previous video regarding different number of topics, and in the later video we will more see the overview of Biblioshiny app. Thank you.